Let's get Monallo in here and see if, let me see here. Can you hear us okay, brother?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. The model, right. Monallo, the extraordinaire, the guy who, you know, Johnny always say that one day Monallo, I'm going to call Monallo or text him, and it's going to be his manager, and his manager's going to say, listen, we don't do this kind of stuff anymore, but I'll mention it to him when we're on the bus.
Nah, Tiki Man, you always got the direct line, man. You know how to get me.
Well, welcome to the all-new Coastal Americana Radio Network. How cool is this, man?
This is awesome. Thank you so much for having me. You know, I was hearing some rumorings about you guys doing this a little bit before it started, and was real excited to see it come into fruition. And just stoked to be here on your first week. So thank you guys for having me so much. And I've been tuning in. I missed Monday, but I tuned in Wednesday, and I'm listening the whole day today. It's awesome. Love what you guys are doing.
Well, yeah, we appreciate it. And, you know, I always like to tell people, you know, the first time I ever heard you play, we were doing a benefit for hurricane relief, and we'd turn the radio station over to Boomer Blake and some other people, and they were raising money down in this was, I want to say it was during the pandemic, somewhere around in there. And they had you playing in the backyard, whether you had internet or not. And
yep.
What I was able to hear of it, I'm like, who in the hell is this guy? You know, and I originally, reached out to you and I said, hey man, I'd love to get you on the show and learn more about you and all that stuff. So we have a lot of people listening on all three radio stations right now and around the world. For those who don't know who Monallo is, and you know what the cool thing about this network is, we're introducing you to a whole other audience of people, and up in Maryland and other places as well. So I know a lot of people on Dockside and Tiki Man Radio know you well, but introduce you to the world.
Yeah, man. Well, welcome. I'm happy to be here, and hope you guys are enjoying the tune that you heard, Moonlight. But yeah, Danny, that was after Hurricane Ian here that hit. And so that hit us right here in Fort Myers, Florida. So I got the request, hey, can you put in a song for the thing? And I was like, man, let me see if I can get some internet. So I had to drive to a Dunkin' Donuts like 45 minutes away to go submit that song in so it could be part of the special for it. But we made it work. And that was before I really knew any of you guys or anything like that. So I was very new. So I was very happy to be included with that. But to all the people who don't know, Monallo, Monallo. That's not my real name. I started writing music in Pittsburgh, actually, not too far from Western Maryland there. And I needed a band name for a festival, and Pittsburgh has those three rivers, the Monongahela, the Allegheny, and the Ohio. So I shuffled those letters up to make my own little band name, and man, it's been like 10 years now of Monallo. So it's been a pretty good ride. So I just started doing a lot of singer-songwriter stuff for years, and just been building over the past couple of years, and meeting all you guys in the Coastal Americana family has really launched us to new levels and new audiences, and we've gotten to play awesome stages and create some new opportunities for ourselves. And now we have the Monallo band, you know, so I like to say that we're all Monallo, but we got Alan Jax Bowers, who you have mentioned a couple times today. He's the man. Mm-hmm. He's holding it down. He's our in-house resident producer and our drummer and percussionist extraordinaire. And we got Mr. Pete Robertson on bass, and myself. So we formed the core of the Monallo band. And Mr. Dave Sines will be joining us a couple times this year too, which what a legend he is. It's always a pleasure to talk to him and hear his experiences and his stories. And yeah, we're excited to have him on board for a couple of shows this year as well. But, you know, just started out writing songs about feeling good and getting away and what's going on in the world, and you know, a song or two about the beach, and it led to this, you know, and you realize that a lot more of the music that you write can kind of be applied to those same thoughts and feelings. So just happy to be here, happy to be making music.
Well, you know, it happens a lot, you know, a singer-songwriter maybe in Nashville, you know, spends a lot of time writing songs for everybody else and gets frustrated and decides they want to go out and start doing things on their own. And maybe they go down to Texas somewhere or something, you know, because they think there's a lot of cowboys down there. And then they look over here and there's a whole bunch of crazy people partying and, you know, with their fins up. And they're like, who the hell is it? This is my crowd right here. This is a crowd I want to be a part of. And the next thing you know, you're touring around the country and having a good time. And I saw you make some kind of announcement about Margaritaville, right?
Yeah. So we, it kind of happened last summer, and we were kind of waiting for the right opportunity to kind of cross eyes and dot T's, But yeah, we have been approved as an official vendor for any Margaritaville property. So that means we have the ability to play at any Margaritaville in the U.S. and some international and some cruise ships. So it's just creating those opportunities now. But we've gotten the approval from the large operation as a whole to be in their official artist roster. They can kind of call on us when they need somebody, or if we're touring through and there happens to be Margaritaville on the way, we'll say, hey, can we play here? And we'll say, yeah, come on in. So we're very excited about that. And it, that kind of came out of the blue. And, we do actually have a manager now, Danny. But you still got the direct line. You still got the direct line. But she did a lot of work behind the scenes to make that happen for us. So it's really cool. We're really excited about it.
Well, tell her, I'm your neighbor or something. I get special, something in there, but, that's good. Anytime, like all of us, on this journey, Johnny B and I started out doing radio years ago back in Tiki Island radio days. And then I launched Tiki Man Radio, and we've always stayed in touch and had that connection. Sometimes in business, things have to play out for a while. And right. to be able to go in business and partner with Dave Sines and Brian Burns and bring this whole thing to another level, because what we want to do is create venues and places for you guys to play and get recognized in all these marinas and dockside bars and things that we're going to be working on. We're definitely not turning our back on the beach life by no means. That's our love of life right there.
Absolutely.
But we certainly would love to connect the beach life and the lake life together. And because a lot of the listeners are like trop rock songs. They're 90% of them are talking about going somewhere to paradise, and the other 10% is talking about being in paradise. Well, it's the same thing for the listeners. And Jimmy Buffett discovered that years ago. He'd always start his tour every year in the frozen north because those people were ready to get out of the winter.
Yeah.
They needed it. Yeah, they needed it.
Yeah.
I played Tom Shepard's thing on Dockside Radio last summer, and it was at the marina in Nashville. I think where they wrote Redneck Yacht Club.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Dave, and I was like, Dave, you're kind of sitting on something pretty cool here. Like, this music works real well at the marina. And that was kind of when he said, just wait. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm in. Just let me know when, because this is pretty cool. So I like what you guys got going on with that a lot.
Well, just like you with the band, right? We talked about this 3.5 years ago. Dave and I did. And but at the time, I know how much work goes into, it's not just 2 hours for 3 times a week or whatever. It's a full-time job, and you gotta. I know me as well. I'm going to give it 100%. So you got to make sure you have that time allotted for any of this. And I didn't have it 3.5 years ago, but I never forgot about it. And it's probably best the way things have worked out.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to let it play out until it's the right time, right? But yeah, I'm happy to see you guys going full steam ahead now. It's great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'd love to have you out here in Western Maryland. I mean, you were only 2 hours north of where I live now, so you're familiar with Deep Creek and and all that here.
Creek. Yeah,
I tell you, man, we'd love to have you on the water. We just got to have a big floating dock stage. That would be cool.
I've had a little too much fun on the lake out there on a pontoon in Deep Creek before, so yeah, I'm familiar.
We'd love to have you back. What a great segue. This, it's one of our people up north here. He's back. And that would be so cool to bring you on like that.
Yeah,
it'd be great. Yeah, it'd be great. We're trying. Last year we stayed a little closer to Florida. My wife and I had a baby, and we
congratulations.
So fortunate in this. Thank you. So fortunate in this job that you can kind of design your year to fit your family sometimes, and so loved that I was able to stay closer to home last year. But we're kind of getting back out there. This year we're expanding our reach. We're hitting some more states, so we definitely got to work our way north and get back to the Western Pennsylvania, Western Maryland area, and get back up there for sure.
stop in Rocky Gap and then head on up to Deep Creek.
Yeah.
Rocky Gap, man. Yeah. I stayed, is that where that casino and hotel is? The golf course, like right off the interstate?
Oh, yeah, Rocky Gap. Yeah, right there at the top of the mountain. When you get there and you look at all these mountains, you think you're headed into Denver, Colorado. They're so big.
Yeah.
And as you start to come down, there's a speed trap right there in front of the casino. Don't take some money, too.
Yeah. Convenient. Yeah. Yeah. The house always wins one way or the other, right?
Always. There's something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I had a song in here that I was wanting to. Here it is, right here. So I want to play a song right quick. So I want to put you into the green room, and then Wherever I Am is the name of that tune. So that was the latest one you sent me. So I thought, because when we talked about we can promote anything you want to do, man. Then I thought, well, we got to have a song. So we played Moonlight earlier. So we're going to play this, and I'm going to put you back in the green room. We'll let everybody hear this in case somebody hasn't, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about it, okay?
Sounds great, man.
Thank you. Here we go.
Just a little low. Some places they feel a little brand new. Well, I traveled far away to a mountaintop and I set sail on an ocean that's blue. Some places they're just a little too sunny. Some places they got plenty of shade. Well, I don't mind going out and breaking a sweat. And I don't mind taking an easy day. Wherever I am, 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 wherever I am. Yeah, you can catch me living in the moment wherever I am. Some places they're just a little too hot. Some places they're all a little cold. Long as that sun's gonna keep on shining, well, I can make the best of both. Some places got me feeling high. Some places get me a little low. Well, I'm always chasing all of the good vibes. They seem to find me wherever I go. Wherever I am, 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 wherever I am. Yeah, you can catch me living in the moment wherever I am. Some places they're just a little too tame. Well, I don't mind taking a ride on the wild side, and I don't mind a little getaway. Wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever in the moment wherever I am. You can catch me living in the moment wherever I am. Yeah, you can catch me just living my best life wherever I am.
That's right, Mr. Monallo right there, and rocking it and having a good time. And let's get it back in here, man. I love that tune, brother.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm glad. I'm glad that one was fun. That's one of those songs. Quick, I had a gig in like a half hour, and I was just playing my guitar at home before I drove over to it. And I just started playing those little funky chords, and I was like, "Man, we could write a song out of this." And then I had written it before I even walked out the door. I almost canceled the gig, so I was like, "I think I got a new song. I got to get to the studio, but I need the money too." So I took the gig. But yeah, man, it's just one of those good songs. Good. Take that good feeling, kind of like we were talking about. No matter where you are, if it's cold, if it's warm, if it's sunny, if it's cloudy, whatever, take those good feelings with you. Life's too short to be sad and cranky all the time. Take those good vibes with you. It's a big old world.
Yep, living in the moment. I love that line.
Yeah. I mean, the world is crazy enough. You don't have to be depressed all the time. You don't have to be, venture off to the sunshine a little more, and, I know it's tough in the wintertime when everything dies off and turns brown and there's snow piled up, but, it's not all bad. I mean, I got to a point in my life where I call that hibernation weather. And it's also a good time for me to finish books and write. I mean, it's actually perfect weather, because can't do it in the summertime. Everybody and their brother is here at the Tiki Bar. So, ain't got time for it then.
No, everybody's hanging out at the chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good spot to be. Good spot to be in the summertime, but...
Well, cool, man. Well, congratulations. Jack says he's going to be doing Disney this week, so he's staying busy as well. And, I'm trying to start a campaign, right? So anytime anybody says, hey, do you guys belong to the TMRA or anything like that, I'd say, absolutely. Alan Jax Bowers needs to be Musician of the Year. And it should all be in one sentence, and plant that seed.
I've been telling people that for years, man. I don't know. I feel so fortunate that I get to soak up so much of his time, and that he has devoted so much of his time to be in Monallo when he's so busy with everybody else. And if you look at all the songs that come out and who's on them or who produced them, it's hard to find, go a group of 10 songs without finding one or two that Jack's had his hand in one way or the other. He's a phenomenal musician and producer. So yeah, very excited that we get to work together in Monallo, and that's really helped grow our sound a lot and really keep everything tight on the percussion end of things, and it's just been awesome.
Oh, you guys have so much talent in your band.
Oh, thank you.
It's unbelievable. I've read all the bios, I looked at everything, and I said, wow, just amazing. Can't wait to speak with you tomorrow. So
yeah, well, thank you, man. It's always cool. I always enjoy being the least talented person in my band, so I always surround myself with people more talented than myself, and then it pushes me to be better and just to read their bios. If I didn't know them as people beforehand, before I said, hey, send me your bios, I got to put something together, I don't know if I would have talked to them. I would have been like, man, I don't think I can hang out with you guys. You guys are too cool. I'll just be over here. But yeah, it's awesome. They have Pete and Jax have an incredible background of music, and Pete, he's got his own solo thing he does too. But then with us, he just provides such a great element, and so that's what we're really excited about with like Moonlight and Lover's Key and Wherever I Am. And then we have a new record that's going to come out in April, and it's all kind of focused on this band and these types of songs, like kind of those fun, vibe type songs, and really showcase some of our talents and call on some very talented other professionals. Like G-Love was on Moonlight with us. That was a dream of mine, he's been one of my favorite musicians since I was like 10 years old. And on the Wherever I Am, we got a guy named John Ginty, who's a 2-time Grammy nominee key and organ player. He's on tour with the Allman Betts Brothers, but he's played with everybody from Jewel to Santana to the Wu-Tang Clan, and he's just a phenomenal player as well. So just to be able to work with those types of people has pushed my songwriting and my music to a next level, and yeah, we just really dig where the sound's coming, or going, I should say.
Kenny Chesney said the same thing. He had to surround himself with people who were better. And his daddy taught him that in sports. Yeah. And he said it just worked out. It just worked out.
Yeah.
It's a smart way to do it. Yeah.
That's why I hang with Danny.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'm trying to live like Danny. I'm trying to have 5 bars in my house and a pull out.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of people with drinking problems, and I try to support them as much as I can, keep them safe and off the road and all that stuff, So
see, yeah,
it is what it is.
Danny.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just going to roll with Danny. You got to work with people who are better than yourself, So I'm like, I'm here, brother. What do we do next?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let me ask you, the band thing, is that a natural progression, or does that allow you to get different gigs because they want bands or festivals and things? Was that something that you felt like musicianally that you were lacking, if you will? I know you can play with anybody, but to have a band, to promote a band, and to do things, does that open up other doors for you?
It opens up doors, but it also helps musically as well. It helps me grow as a person. Kind of like we were just talking, like if it's, like when I start writing, I don't listen to a lot of other artists because I find that I kind of, I get, the Jack Johnson thing a lot. He's one of my favorites. I taught myself listening to Jack Johnson. I can't listen to Jack Johnson when I'm writing a record because I'll start stealing stuff without realizing it.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing it by yourself for a while, I was kind of a solo artist there for a while, and it's a beautiful way to tell your stories in a smaller, intimate setting. But you do kind of miss the fun of the camaraderie and the musicianship, and kind of, like, hey, we don't have to just strum an acoustic guitar. We can kind of jam a little bit here and try some new stuff and see what kind of ideas everybody else has and bounce stuff back and forth. So it's kind of a natural progression, I would say, that led to other opportunities. As the band, we do have some really cool opportunities on the horizon. And it's just kind of fun, even when, tomorrow night I'm playing with Pete just as a duo, or Jackson I play as a duo sometimes, just to keep jamming together. It's more fun to play with 2 people than one, or, if we can all get together, it's even better. But it just adds different elements to the songs, and adds their skills and expertise and their input. And it's a great way to kind of grow the music. And it's funny, like listening to songs that I did before then. It's like, man, I really love to almost re-record this stuff with
that was going to be
my guys, and see what they would do with it.
That was going to be my next question. I mean, I would think that when you're starting out and you're fine tuning your craft in your backyard, in your house, whatever, and you don't know all these people, and then you get a little bit of exposure and you start traveling around and you start playing with people like Jax and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, like, hey, yeah, man, I've got this gig. You guys want to get on stage with me? And they do something out of the ordinary with a song that is something that you created. And you're like, holy crap, that's pretty cool, man. I wish I'd have thought of that. So that does bring you to a whole nother level musically, to be able to work with people, first of all, that you feel comfortable with. Not everybody can work together, but musically to continue to grow, because you're going to continue to evolve.
Exactly. And that's a big part of it. And actually, the first time I ever played with Jax was upstairs at the Ready Room in Key West. That was the first time Jax and I played together. What was that, 3 years ago or something?
I think? 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was the first time we'd ever played together, and that was kind of our tester to see. I'd met him once before that. I went over to his house, to his studio, and we just kind of talked to see if we had anything in common, if we would have a good working relationship or what. And he found my music on Tiki Man Radio. He was listening when he was in Greece, and my song Rough Seas came on, and he texted me right away. He's like, hey, you don't know me. I'm in Greece. We should work together. I was like, Greece is a hell of a commute, brother. I don't think I can do that. And he's like, no, I live in Florida. I'm just working. I was like, oh, okay.
I bet the first time you met him, you were like, damn, you're a tall drink of water. I'll tell you that.
I know, man. I used to think I was tall, and yeah. Well, yeah, he's a good dude. And but that was the first time I played together, was in Key West, and it's built on led to a good working relationship, and we work well together musically. He's worked with so many people that he can do whatever he really wants. But as far as like me feeling comfortable with what he does with percussion stuff, I never have to question anything that he does. It's great. And kind of the same bringing Pete in on bass or guitar. He's phenomenal at both, and it's just been such a nice seamless fit that we're about to wrap up. We have one last day of recording in the studio on our new record, and it's crazy how it's just come together with just everybody lending their talents or their ear, and it's really cool.
Well, for those of you that don't know, the Ready Room is, we created the Ready Room upstairs, which is a private room at Rick's when we would have the songwriter showcase. And this was 22, I think, somewhere around in there. I just remember those pants you wore; they looked very warm on you on stage. But anyway, so we created that because everybody wanted to, Meeting the Minds had pulled out of Key West, and they're like, "Man, we gotta make money. Key West is so expensive and all that stuff." So we created the Ready Room, which is a private series upstairs, and it's a very cool room. And, air conditioning, private bar, sits about 25, 30 people. And you guys can sell tickets for this private event, which would be at night after the showcase. And it was a way for you guys to make money, but again, make connections with people like Jax.
Mm-hmm. It was great. That's a great time up there. We sold that room out back-to-back years, and we had a blast up there. Those were some of my favorite shows. It's such a intimate experience with people who have heard your music or want to hear your music, and it's a really cool way to interact and get to tell your stories behind the songs and stuff. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's almost like the Nashville writers, in Nashville, where they get together and they just have the songwriters get together, songwriter night.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's upfront, close and personal, very intimate for the audience, and a learning experience for the artist as well to get to play with other great talent, like you said. But I'm listening to this story, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think there's a book somewhere in the journey here between, when I listen to you and hear about Jax and Pete and, Pete's, all the experience. I think there somewhere in the journey here, in the future, there's a book for you.
That would be pretty cool. I think right now I'm a chapter in Jax's book. If you listen to the stories that dude has, he could probably have a whole series. So I might be one chapter in his series. But that would be really cool, man. Because we all bring our different stories to the table, and it's pretty neat because we all have all these different experiences to draw upon. But yeah, it's pretty wild how things work out sometimes, and just right place, right time, right people, right energy. If you put out the right energy, you'll attract the right kind of people. So I think a lot of that.
I'm sure
a lot of that to think.
I'm sure the new management team will be putting the book deal together soon, and reaching out to people for interviews. And how did you meet Monallo, and what role did you play into this, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can make our way into the book. That'd be great.
We'll make your way in, but I'll make sure that our management gets you to sign away your rights, because we need all that money.
Yeah, I understand. It's all about the signing something. I'll tell you that. I've learned that a lot here lately as well. But Monallo, I can't thank you enough for being here, man, and welcoming you and helping us get through this first week of Weekdays with the Tiki Man and Johnny B on the all-new Coastal Americana Radio Network. And hopefully through this process, people up in Maryland and the kids are out in California listening in today, people down in Key West, people listening around the world, if they didn't already know you because they've been under a rock, or maybe they do caving for a living and they've been in a cave for 6 months and they just came out. Hopefully they discovered a little bit of it today, and it'll be out on YouTube as well, so people can continue discovering it for you. So thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Tiki Man, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. Johnny, great to meet you, man. I look forward to meeting you in person sometime. And
pleasure to meet you.
Anybody's not following Monallo, Monallo, follow Monallo. And we have a very exciting thing coming out next week, but you have to subscribe to our email list to find out. So go to monallomusic.com, subscribe to our email list, and you'll get a link to something pretty cool. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. We're going to let you fly, and we'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks again.
Sounds good. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
See you, man. Cheers. Happy Friday to you.